bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. All right. So I got tired of listening to people complain and moan about a certain topic. And so I thought I would take the time right now to explain what something is. Everybody keeps complaining. Why did they take so long to do the Amber Alert? Why did they take so long to find that kid? As if they could do it better. If you could do it, you would have done it, but you didn't. And so rather than argue, I'm going to go through the Milwaukee Police Department's standard operating procedure. That is simple, straightforward, has guidelines. The state of Wisconsin says you have to do this, and that's it. Got it? Okay. It's a policy and a procedure that they have to respond and thoroughly investigate all missing reports. Now, I don't know if you remember, this was back, I don't remember if it was before I retired or after I retired, but there was a missing, and Sensitive Crimes dropped the ball. Or did the state drop the ball? Or did the county drop the ball? Or did well, what happened is it fell through the cracks. And the reason it fell through the cracks was because the policy followed what they were supposed to do. But what do you do when you have a new instance of something happening and you have no idea what the process is because you've never had this issue before? So I'm going to follow the parts that talk about abducted children. A person 17 oh, and by the way, you can find this on the Milwaukee Police Department. Just Google Milwaukee Police Department Standard Operating Procedures. This is SOP 180 for missing persons. It was effective June 26th of 2025. That means they just updated it. It amended an order that came out July 24th of 2024, and if you go back and back and back and back, you'll see all the things and all the times they updated it. Here's some definition. An abducted child is a person 17 years or younger who is unwillingly removed from his or her home or the custody of his or her parent, guardian, legal custodian without permission from the child's legal guardian or designated legal representative. That means any adult with them that has control over them. What's an Amber Alert? Amber Alert is a system. It's a cooperative effort between law enforcement and broadcast media, Department of Transportation, and wireless industry in the event of a child abduction. Activation of the system provides emergency broadcasts of descriptive information of the missing through a multitude of media outlets, including text to your phone, to facilitate the safe recovery of an abducted child. Then they go through critical missings. They go through green alerts for veterans. They go through white alerts for older people. Gray alerts, all that, right? So what's a missing person? A long-term missing person is a person who remains the subject of a missing person investigation over 90 days. I can tell you as a shift commander, every single day there's a list of missings that are assigned to a particular officer in a particular squad area, and their job is to do follow-up, see if the person has returned home, have they heard from, who else can we talk to, blah, 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 and then file a report. Got it? But what we're talking about is what happens and what do you need to do in order to get an Amber Alert? Well, there's an investigative responsibility, right? That means that if a kid is missing, and I'm going to paraphrase it because it'll take too long to read, if a kid is missing from a location, they have to check that location. They have to go back. Even though mommy and daddy, they're not in the house, they're still going to go back and check your house top to bottom. They're going to check the basement, the cupboards, the stairs, anywhere a kid might stay, under the sink, in the attic, in the everywhere. Everywhere. Does that make sense? Okay. They're going to conduct a search of the home and grounds. They're going to go to the last location where the missing kid was found. They're going to fully identify and separately interview anybody and everybody that was there, saw the disappearance, heard about the disappearance, knew about the disappearance, all that. They're going to look at any incident scenes. They're going to broadcast a description. They're going to canvass not only the house, but the neighbors, but the actual neighborhood. And they're going to determine whether it's a non-critical missing and the person's just not here. And then what they're going to do is they're going to notify their supervisor. They're going to search to see whether or not this person's been missing before. They're going to try to get any additional identification they can with this kid. If I stop Glenn and Glenn's with me and Glenn gets stopped and they get my name, they have mine and Glenn's name. If Glenn comes up missing, they'll call me. Hey, last time we saw Glenn, Glenn was with you. All right, is Glenn with you now? They're going to check to see if that person is in somebody else's custody. Did the police come by and pick that kid up and another officer's holding that kid, right? But children, again, are different. Anywhere you would sleep, anywhere you would hide, anywhere you'd be trapped, including the sewer, they're going to check. They're going to interview everybody. Anybody that came in contact in a given timeline. What they want to do is determine where was this kid before they got abducted, when they got abducted, and thank God when they get you in custody afterwards, they're going to find out what happened after. And then when they find the kid, you know what they're going to do? Confirm this is the child. They're going to make sure the parents can identify the child. They have identifiable information. They're going to ask the kid their name. Do you know your date of birth? All that stuff. They're going to do follow-up. Now, get this, as I said earlier, for every single missing, every single day. But the issue here is, what do you do with all that information? They do missing person audits. That means they go through to figure out who's missing every day. They have a report coordinator to make sure all the reports are there and that they're done properly, that photos are with them and all that. But when it comes to an Amber Alert, what is that? It has to do with abducted children. The child must be 17 years or younger, must be in danger of serious bodily harm or death. The initiating agency must have enough descriptive information about the child, the suspect, suspect vehicle to believe an immediate broadcast alert will help alert the child, and that's exactly what it did. The Amber Alert is not to be used for family abductions. Dad took the kid, and runaways unless the child's life is in imminent danger, which means what? It might be something as simple as, and I don't mean to downplay the word to downplay an abduction. The kid may just need medication, and they need medication every 4 hours or 6 hours or 12 hours or whatever. If a police member has reason to believe a child has been abducted, they shall immediately broadcast a description, let their shift commander know, request a sergeant to the scene, and the sergeant will coordinate the search and the canvass of the home and the surrounding area, and then they'll call detectives. And a criminal investigation bureau supervisor will be notified by the district shift commander when they become aware of an abduction and a potential Amber Alert. Now, we talked about all the stuff you had to do up until that. That takes time. That takes time. So when you say it took 4 hours, that's not a long time. I get it and I understand it. But then if the Criminal Investigation Bureau shift commander determines that an Amber Alert criteria has been satisfied, they obtain approval from the inspector of the criminal investigation, or if it's a night or weekend, the night watch commander, and they ensure that Amber Alert instructions are implemented without delay, necessary reports are completed. The investigators shall ensure NCIC, National Crime Index computer, because it goes all over the country. Missing person entry is flagged as an Amber Alert by contacting the what? Criminal Investigation Bureau Validation Desk. Now, what does a validation desk do? They validate everything. They make sure all the information and all the criteria is correct. The shift commander will continually, the CIB shift commander, monitor and investigate all Amber Alerts. What does that mean? That means that they will assign an investigator. Now, the police are already still looking. Community is still looking. And they assign a detective or an investigative police officer on every single shift, 24 hours a day. And they'll file a missing report for every single thing they do. Well, a supplemental report. And that is exactly what happened. So when people are quick to rush to judgment, they need to understand what that process is, what that alert procedure is, because it's the same. The only difference is if there's imminent danger, when you're screaming for your dad and a guy has a gun and they have a description of you and the car, they made it an Amber Alert. But they still had to do what before they did that? Check the house, check for hiding, check with family, check with witnesses, see if there were other victims, see if there's anything nearby. Like, all those things don't happen in a vacuum. Time is still ticking away. So I think it's a little disingenuous for people to complain when the system actually worked. I know you have common sense understanding of everything that needs to happen. But at some point, you need to understand and realize that in the end, it's about finding the kid. It's about making sure that the child is found. So those of you that are out bashing and hammering the police department for doing their job, they have partners that they have to work with in order to get this done. The state, the Department of Transportation, broadcast media, everywhere. But where did it come from? It originated in 1996 in Dallas-Fort Worth area following the abduction and murder of Amber Hagerman. Broadcasters and local police coordinated an early warning system to help find abducted children, named it Amber, America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response in her memory. That's according to the Office of Justice Programs. The system gained traction. It was adopted nationwide And other states and communities like Wisconsin established their own Amber Alert plans. So when you complain about them not doing their job, that's understandable. But when they not only do it and get it right and find the kid, there's a simple thing you can do. 2 words your mother probably taught you to say. Thank you.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth.
Hi, my name is Noor, and I am proud to be a Riverside University High School Tiger. As a rising sophomore, I am excited to get involved in many opportunities. RUHS offers like advanced placement classes, sports, and student council. But what I love about Riverside most is that Riverside University High School makes everyone feel welcome and provides students with lots of opportunities. On Saturday, August 23rd, from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock, join us at Riverside for the Truth Family Fest. We will have entertainment, food trucks, and vendors. See you there.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ever had a question about local services, neighborhood events, civic engagement, or ways to get more involved in the community and just didn't know who to ask? That is where 1MKE comes in. 1MKE is a nonpartisan coalition helping Milwaukee residents to find trusted information and easy opportunities to get civically engaged. Want to plug into a neighborhood event, find community services, give back through volunteering? 1MKE is here to help. Learn more and get involved and fill out their community feedback survey at 1mke.org. That is 1mke.org. We are 1MKE.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design.
Great impressions.
Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
New Cupid. Time for a change. New style, down, do your dance, we got a brand new dance. Down, do your dance, do your dance. Down, do your dance, They say
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I was getting hollered at.
music come from my soul, so
I said I was playing this. Are you rolling around in your chair? You know how to do that? You know how to do that? You sure? Okay. I don't think you do. Come show me. Come show me. Show me. You don't know how to do it. Now kick? Yeah, I didn't think so. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. So, here's my question. I probably shouldn't ask this, but, you know, I don't know any better. So, should we start parenting classes for kids in like middle school? I'm just asking. I think we need parenting class. There were so many things, so many shootings, so many issues this past weekend, and it happens like every day now. There's multiple shootings. There's multiple. It's just getting to the point where I don't know. I'm starting to question, right? Last week, I love living in Milwaukee. Now it's like, I don't know. Not really a city girl said, good afternoon, Dr. Ken. You ain't my uncle. What's up, Lucretia? Sincere, Ronnie Ray Real. Last class was a blast. Let's see the following. Yep. I be great, Reggie. I'd be good. Curly Q is hanging out. SC is hanging out. Not really a girl said, is this about people saying that it took the police too long to send out the Amber Alert? Because I was thinking the same thing. I knew it was more involved with issuing the first alert, but geez. Well, I got to look for the kid, though. I literally have to look for the kid. Can you imagine getting that entire mechanism moving and then find the kid 20 minutes later? And now I got to stop it from moving after it's been out? And now every time somebody see the kid, they're going to call the police. Like, it causes a thing. You want to make sure. And you want to take time to investigate, too. Just saying. This instantaneous. See, part of the problem is we have an instantaneous society where we expect everything to be like done instantaneously. Kids missing, Amber Alert. No. She said you slapped her, arrest. No. Have to investigate. And so you complain when you think the police did it wrong. You complain when the police actually do it right, but yet you still complain. I don't understand that. I mean, I get it, but I don't understand that. People were saying that the parents weren't cooperating with the police. Who knows? Who knows? We don't know why. And so we can't make assumptions about what we don't know. Miles said, hello, Dr. Ken. So you went to be on the mic. I told y'all I was going to be on the mic. Not really a city girl. Do you know how to do the dance? Yes, I do. Oh, talking all crazy now. Not really a city girl, was walking around beyond the mic. Didn't nobody get up to dance. Well, it really wasn't dance music. So then it was just like a hangout. I doubt it. Not really a city girl can't dance. She knows she can't dance. That's okay. Keep perpetrating. That's like that air. You air dance, right? Like people play air instruments. Anyway, do we need classes for middle school? Like, I don't want to know whether or not you want to be a dad or a mom, but just in case, you think we should have middle school parent classes? Since y'all letting y'all kids have kids anyway, why not just have parenting classes? Well, I can tell you a group from CBS58.com. I can tell you a group of people, mainly two, that clearly didn't. 35-year-old Milwaukee man is accused of fatally shooting his 4-year-old son, and the child's 33-year-old mother is facing criminal charges in connection. The shooting happened the night of July 10th, third floor bedroom of a residence near 75th Northridge Lakes Boulevard near the Glenbrook apartment homes. According to the police complaint, Ralph Taylor, long history of domestic violence against Cassandra Taylor, the mother of the 4-year-old victim. The victim's 9-year-old sibling told investigators per the complaint, when Ralph drinks alcohol, he becomes physically and verbally abusive. And the complaint says Ralph would slap the 9-year-old child and use profane language around them. Taylor also allegedly threatened to shoot Cassandra, shoot up the entire house, and kill himself. On July 10th, Ralph woke up wanting to fight, and the 9-year-old accused them of taking a PS4 station During the day, Ralph was reportedly fighting with Cassandra, broke her Chromebook. After breaking the tablet, the complaint says Ralph went to the living room, grabbed his 4-year-old child by the arm, and took him to the upstairs bedroom. Ralph was reportedly in the upstairs bedroom with the 4-year-old for 1 to 2 minutes before a single gunshot rang out. Cassandra, 9-year-old, rushed into the bedroom, and according to the complaint, once they were inside, found the 4-year-old in a pool of blood on the floor. 2 neighbors told investigators they witnessed Cassandra run out, screaming, my son, somebody shot my son." Ralph's reaction to the shooting, according to the 9-year-old's account, demonstrated he did not care and did not attempt to render aid to the 4-year-old. They interviewed Cassandra's 24-year-old niece, who officials say had been living with Ralph and Cassandra for the past year. And prior to the shooting, Cassandra's niece stated she witnessed Ralph enter the living room, grab the 4-year-old child, and told Cassandra, "He's with me. I'm not letting him go. He's my kid." He then took the child upstairs to the bedroom where the shooting occurred. She also told investigators Ralph threatened to shoot everyone in the house and said, "You're going to see." Both Ralph and Cassandra were taken into custody following the shooting, but not before investigators say Sandra, watch this, you ready? Hid the gun in a purse and gave it to a neighbor. Authorities interviewed Ralph on the 11th of July, where officials said he initially said the child was shot through the window as he was laying on the bed, arguing with Cassandra via text. However, when confronted with physical evidence that the child had been shot in the mouth, Ralph later changed his story to say the child found a gun underneath the pillow on the bed and shot himself. According to the complaint, investigators asked Ralph what he and Cassandra were fighting about, and he stated it was over his lack of care of their 4-year-old. Cassandra reportedly told Ralph he doesn't watch or care for the child properly, to which Ralph responded with, "Well, blankety blank it. He can just come upstairs with me." After the shooting, Ralph claimed he put the gun underneath the pillow because he's a felon. It stated he later told the neighbor, "I can't let the police find the guns because I'm a felon." And you can go on and read the story. Ralph Taylor's been charged with first-degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon, possession of a firearm by a felon. Cassandra Taylor has been charged with neglecting a child. Consequence is death and the straw purchase of a firearm. They're both due in court today. What are we doing? Where are the marches? Where's the outrage? Where's the screaming and the hollering? And once again, a child dies. How many children is that this year? 2, 3, 4? And we get the same reaction. Nothing. Shooting over by Element on Water Street. What do we get? Nothing. We get a release from the city council, release from the mayor's office, release from the police department. Nothing. It's like nobody cares anymore. It's almost like it's expected. It's expected. Now, can you blame the gun in this instance, or can you blame the person who used the gun? But somebody would say if he didn't have a gun, he wouldn't do it. Well, law-abiding people have guns, and it doesn't happen. People that shouldn't have guns, and it happens. That's the difference between accident and intentional. But then again, speaking of intent, yeah. But it doesn't matter. Like every other homicide in the city of Milwaukee, we just let it slide. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
We still have a big problem on 94. Both directions closed in Waukesha County, all because of an accident. On the eastbound side, you're diverted off at Highway 83. On the westbound side, you're diverted off at about Highway SS. Now, what you need to do is use the southern frontage road to get past this as an alternate route. It's going to be very heavy, though, so if you can avoid the area, that would be your best bet. Northbound 41, backing up from just south of Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. Southbound slowing down from about Appleton Avenue all the way down through the Capitol Drive area. And then on westbound 94, you're backed up from 20th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound's backed up a little closer into town here from about 76th Street through to 35th. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast, tonight mainly clear, a low of 68. Tomorrow mostly sunny, a high of 87. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know it's not just a car, it also drives your children's dreams. So whether you're going to soccer practice, robotics club, or opening night in the school play, we help protect those dreams. Save up to 23% when you bundle auto and home. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Saving energy and money is easier than you think. Here are 2 simple things you can do to reduce your energy use and lower your energy bill. Use thermal curtains to reduce each room's energy loss by up to 25%, and make sure vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs to improve airflow and comfort. Simple, smart savings. Get more energy-saving tips at WeEnergies.com.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
What was the life change? You know, we all know it happened, and we know things happen, and you have bad kidneys, but what was the life change afterwards?
A couple things. Before they even allow you to get on the list, they make you go through a battery of tests. And, you know, a lot of people don't qualify because they're overweight, or they have high blood pressure or high cholesterol. So all those things are requirements before you can even get approved to be on the list. So I had...
Wait, you got to be approved to be on the list?
Absolutely.
Wow.
It's interesting. There's a professional athlete or former professional athlete I know right now that has kidney disease, and he's on dialysis, and he wants to get on the list, and he's not accepting all the things you have to do, you know, to get on the list. But yeah, so for me, I spent 30 years in the automobile industry. You know, that's 12, 14-hour days, eating whatever somebody brings you to eat, whatever you run out and grab, McDonald's, whatever. It was never salads and, you know.
Yeah, but that was a
water.
choice, right?
It was a choice. Yeah. But I had to change all of that to even qualify to be on the list. I had to get down to the weight I had to be at. I had to get my phosphorus under control, my potassium under control.
Wait a minute. Even though somebody said they would give you a kidney,
absolutely,
you had to still make yourself eligible?
Absolutely.
Nah, that's okay.
When I mentioned the athlete, his relative actually died, and they wanted to take his organs, and they couldn't because he wasn't qualified. He wasn't on the list. Wow. Yeah, you have to be.
So there are over 100,000 people on that waiting list. So they are very serious.
And how many donors do we have?
And that's the problem. We don't have nearly enough donors.
Wow.
And that's why it's such a critical need. But they are serious about who they're giving that gift of life to, because there are so many people who are literally dying waiting for it.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. For the 7th game in a row, the Milwaukee Brewers found themselves on the winning side, beating the Washington Nationals, this one by a final score of 8-1.
Line drive! Deep right center! Out of here! A 3-run blast for Jackson Chourio, number 16.
The win gives the Brewers an overall record of 56-40, setting a new franchise record for most wins prior to the All-Star break. And speaking of All-Star break, the Home Run Derby is scheduled for this evening at 7 p.m. And lastly, we'll head over to the NBA, where the Milwaukee Bucks fell in Summer League action to the L.A. Clippers, 106-91. Chris Livingston leading the Bucks in scoring with 21. With the loss, the Bucks dropped to a 1-2 overall record in Summer League action. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Make sure you keep hanging around at 6 o'clock. We've got Truth Unfiltered. I'll be hosting till 8 o'clock. So make them back it up. 833-212-1017 is the number. Well, the U.S. Department of Education is no more. Kinda. I mean, we got one, but we don't have one. But anyway, FoxNews.com is showing that the Supreme Court has ruled on Trump's mass layoffs at the Department of Education. They cleared the way for the Trump administration to dismantle the Education Department for now. A move that advances his plans to really just get rid of the department. The High Court's decision on McMahon versus State of New York was issued in a 6-3 ruling along, of course, ideological lines, 6 conservatives, 3 liberals. The decision temporarily pauses an order by a lower court judge that had reinstated roughly 1,400 employees at the Department of Education. In March, Education Secretary Linda McMahon laid off half of the department's workforce as part of the Trump administration's broader reduction of work efforts, of enforced efforts. I'll get it right. Later that month, Trump announced in an executive order that he planned to shut the department altogether. Now, some people are mad simply because it's Trump. We know had Biden done it, we would have been like, oh, that makes sense. That's great, right? But take a step back. Stop accusing people of, oh, you only support Trump. And look at what is happening. Plaintiffs argued to the High Court the Trump administration's record abundantly reveals that the true intention is to effectively dismantle the department without an authorizing statute. The Trump administration responded that the layoffs did not prove that the department was being shuttered and that the department plans to carry out its legally required functions. Congress would need to approve a full shutdown of the department's functions. So what he's doing is he came in and said, you have a mandate, and Congress said this is what the Department of Education is and this is its function. People have since added to that function without changing congressional approval. Does that make sense? So when you don't have congressional approval and all that extra stuff you do, they simply said you can't do that anymore. But if you can't do it anymore, there's no need for the employees that do it. And so they effectively said, we're going to shut it down. Sonia Sotomayor, justice on the United States Supreme Court, said when the executive publicly announces its intent to break the law and then executes on that promise, it's the judiciary's duty to check that lawlessness, not expedite it. But the problem is, right, the president has that power. Just like Biden had power, and nobody went to court to stop it, and the courts move slow, everybody takes advantage of that. It's just part of the executive branch. McMahon said in March, closing the department does not mean cutting off funds from those who depend on it. We will continue to support K-12 students, students with special needs, college student borrowers, and others who rely on essential programs. We're going to follow the law and eliminate the bureaucracy responsibly by working through Congress to ensure a lawful and orderly transition. The Education Secretary celebrated Supreme Court's temporary ruling today, saying her department would now deliver on its mandate to restore excellence in American education. She added, as we return education to the states, the administration will continue to perform all statutory duties while empowering families and teachers by reducing education bureaucracy. If there's one thing it should give us, is the ability to keep our money. The ability to stop begging the U.S. government for money when the money can stay right here in the state of Wisconsin, and we keep it, and we use it wisely. Now, I'm not really good on Evers just giving money away for the sake of giving money away either. He gives money to education like a drunken sailor, and education hasn't gotten better. So if it hasn't gotten better, what are we doing? What are we doing? 833-212-1017 is the number. Mill, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, well, you know what? You know what the answer is, and I know y'all not going to agree to it. You know, like it said in the Bible, right? It said in Proverbs 13:24, those who spare the rod hate their children, but the one who loves them is careful to discipline them. Now, if you think God won't discipline us for a lot of things that we do, you got another thing coming. These people in this world, they care more about animals than they care about us. Now, back in the day, white people used to come along and kill black people. They wasn't retributed for it. They had the Ku Klux Klan. They had the police and everybody against them. But you know what the answer is?
What's the answer?
You know what the answer is?
What's the answer, Mel?
I'm going to tell you, I'm not playing. You know what the answer is? The answer is when them kids coming to kill you and to destroy you, to destroy your property, to kill your neighborhood, then out of sure you got to kill them kids. You hear me? Because they doing adult crimes.
Mel, we're not going to let you say on the radio that we need to kill kids. Like somewhere you might have thought that this was some radio show that you could call up and say whatever it is you wanted to say. That's off the wall. You can kind of say whatever you want to say, but it needs to be reasonable. And saying kids that commit crimes, we need to kill them? That's a bridge too far. Sandra, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? You're great. What's up?
Hi, Dr. Ken. I'm fine. I was just listening. Wow, that guy was tough.
Nah, he wasn't. We don't even know what he was talking about. We don't even know what he was talking about.
I do. I know what he said.
But we ain't killing kids. We're okay until we get
I know that.
Okay, we ain't doing
You know, I'm always going to take up for the children.
So anyway, what's up?
And then he said, I'm going to take up for the dogs, too, because I have pets.
Anyway.
And sometimes I'll tell him, pets act better than a lot of people.
Sandra, what's your
point? Pets act better than a lot of people. But my point is, actually, I called you to say, you were talking about the shooting and stuff, and I called you to tell you we did march. I marched Saturday with Tory.
Yeah, that's true. I marched too.
Some of the violence.
However, where's the uproar?
Well, you're going to get an uproar eventually, but that was a couple thing.
This is the third or fourth kid that's died in a year. What we doing?
Well, get rid of the guns. You know what I'm going to say. And thoughts and prayers ain't going to work.
Right. Okay.
Get rid of the guns. So you ain't going to want to hear that. But
don't tell me what I don't want to hear. Don't tell me what I don't want to hear just because I disagree.
No, but you shortcut me on that. What I'm saying is you shortcut me on that.
Yes, I do.
That's
because
what I'm
I don't
saying.
feel like hearing it because you say the same thing all the time.
You just told me that. You told me I heard it.
I just did.
That's okay. But no, how come we can't use tasers? You know,
because when you pull a gun on me and I have a taser, I'm gonna die. Like
everybody
doesn't
need a
even make any sense. What everybody need a taser for? Okay.
Because you may survive a taser versus a bullet.
A crime. How about people act like they got some doggone sense and not commit a crime? Are you saying it's okay, Sandra?
Just like the guy just shot his child. Did he just shoot his child?
What's your point?
Apparently he didn't have no sense. You can't put no sense in the people that don't have it.
Okay.
Well, all I got to say is thoughts and prayers, and that's what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
And I turn the TV off when they holler about the crime. I don't want to even hear it.
Okay.
Because ain't nothing going to be done. Nothing's going to be done about it, but us crying about it.
People you put in office.
Okay.
Thank you, Sandra.
No, it's not. Not all the time.
Goodbye.
It's not always people in office.
Bye.
Bye, Dr. Kidd. I'll talk to you another day.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
See, I didn't feel like arguing with Sandra. I didn't feel like arguing. Because then if I argue, you know who's going to lose, right? Me.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, are you looking for a fun opportunity to showcase your clothing line, restaurant, nonprofit organization, food truck, or small business? Well, look no further than doing it at our Truth Family Fest on Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Riverside University High School. We are currently accepting vendor applications for our festival. You don't want to miss out on this great opportunity to promote your business and be part of all the fun. To be a vendor at Truth Family Fest, visit truthfamilyfest.com and sign up today.
Hey everybody, it's Sherwin Hughes, and I got to tell you about one of my absolute favorite places in the city, Mr. B's Privileged Lounge, located on the northwest side of Milwaukee at 8617 West Brown Deer Road. Mr. B's is your go-to destination for comfort food, an incredible drink menu, and live music that keeps the vibes going all night long. So whether you're winding down or if you want to turn up, Mr. B's has the flavor, the energy, and the atmosphere you've been looking for. Mr. B's Privileged Lounge, privileged to serve.
I've got to share that I am also a beneficiary of the Old National Bank Empowerment Loan Program. So, Tracy, with that being said, what is the Empowerment Loan Program?
Great. Well, the Empowerment Loan Program is a special purpose loan program that we launched 2 years ago. It has been a success. It was something, again, near and dear to the heart of not only our chairman and CEO, but just our organization as a whole. We work with contractors, consulting firms, retail food operations, daycares. In fact, so far, we've approved $50 million of loans to minority and women-owned businesses within a 2-year period.
And for those that are now leaning more into this conversation, what's the best way to get in contact with you as part of their interest in the Empowerment Loan Program?
I'm going to give you my cell phone number to the listeners. It's 414-687-7393. And if that doesn't work, feel free to reach me at my email, tracy.meeks@oldnational.com.
Tracy Meeks, Senior Vice President, Community Lending Market Executive from Old National Bank.
Hey, Wisconsin, are you feeling summer? Then it's time to feel cheesy. It's time to feel good. July 31st through August 10th, only at the Wisconsin State Fair. Presented by U.S. Cellular.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Bike crash? Call Gruber's offices. One call, that's all.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Lord have mercy. Got them alive in the building.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm just in a line dance mood. I'm just saying. Just just one of them moods. Just one of them things. 833-212-1017 is the number. What's going on, Winky Blue?
Good afternoon to you guys.
What's up?
The caller before Sandra, he was very upset about what's going on here.
Something wrong with him.
And I can understand. Well, I can understand some of what he's saying. What I'm thinking here, Dr. Ken, is that we've got a lot of people running around the streets, off the chains, all across the country. But let's focus on Milwaukee.
Correct.
They got guns on their side, like they, like they're in like they're either security guard or police officer. They all in the living room, beatboxing, kicking it, playing games with guns on, walking through the house, man. Like this is worse than Wide Earth. Now, the only way we're going to be able to deal with this situation is it's going to have to be some bloodshed, because we got to go. The police department is going to have to exercise, and they don't want to lose their life, and they don't want to kill nobody either. But we're going to have to exercise taking those guns from these people in the streets, man. I mean, the guns, if you don't have the proper stuff,
correct,
and you stop and ask, hey,
correct,
excuse me, hold on.
Correct.
And if you draw for it, you get dead, okay? Graveyard dead. And ain't no sense in getting in the streets, marching.
But what do you mean by that, graveyard dead? I mean, you're saying that people should
if
just
the kid's got a gun or the man got a gun and the officer tell him to stop, hold it, put your hands up, and he want to still reach or play and run.
True, but there's no.
What then? What are we gonna do?
Well, not run, but if you're shooting at the police or if you reach for a weapon, then I understand that. But there's no other option? None?
Well, then I tell you what. Then you militarize this joint, and them people come in here with the military, and they go and clean this up and start knocking them down when they come out. Hey man, they got guns on in the living room, Dr. Ken. They actually doing purchases, man, out the car and in cars with the gun on their side, like this is legal transactions going on. We're everywhere. You in the barber shop, you got a gun.
If it's open carry, and you're not a convicted felon, and you can carry a gun, and there's no court order that says you can't, you can.
And I think that when a police officer asks you to hold and talk to you and want to see your paper, there should be no reason for you to run. There should be no reason for you to draw for a weapon.
But most people don't. But you also know that majority of the people that the police stop that have guns are carrying them illegally.
And they might not even be a felon.
But they may not have a concealed carry license.
Right. There you go. So what I'm saying is this right here. Something has to be done on, and that doesn't have anything to do with the NRA, because we got the black NRA that's doing a marvelous thing. They doing a marvelous thing. The black NRA, they if you haven't subscribed, people subscribe to them. They got good things going on. However, we got people, brother, that are running around here with these weapons, and there's going to have to be they gotta be afraid again. See, they ain't scared no more, man.
But that's because they were raised wrong. That's because they got raised wrong. And we became a kinder, gentler place. We became a gentler place in school, gentler place in church, gentler place at work, gentler place in the street. And so now this is the byproduct. You have a generation that thinks they can do anything they want. If you hurt their feelings, they get to kill you.
We are in what you call a crisscross generation. Crisscross don't mean the letter X. It means backwards. What's good is bad. What's bad is good. That's a crisscross generation. So that's what we in. To wear your clothes too big is good. To wear them pulled up with a nice belt is bad. To hurt a man for skipping in line and stepping on your shoe is good. To let him live and leave him alone is bad. So, but we've got to come up with. We need a gun task force. We don't need a gang task force.
We don't need a gun task force. What do we need a gun task force for? We already have laws. Just follow them.
No. We've had gang task force, right? Hasn't we had gang task force?
Then it didn't do no good. We still got gangs.
Okay, but hold on. But hold. Okay, can I say something to you?
I'm asking you a question. What is your point?
My point is that to target. And that wouldn't be like a frisk and search and frisk, whatever that was, but that would be more to target that, man.
That's illegal.
These guys got them out here. They everywhere with them.
Complained about it, and now it's illegal. You said you didn't want it, now it's illegal.
Hold on, we didn't want what, Dr. Ken?
You didn't want people to get stopped and frisked. They said it was illegal, so now you can't do it.
Dr. Ken.
You can't.
That originated out of New York.
New York did not originally stop and frisk. It did not. What are you even talking about?
Well, no. What? Under Giuliani.
It did not.
Giuliani.
It did not.
Well, it might have been.
Stop and frisk has always been a part of law enforcement the entire time I was in it and before me.
That you could just
policing
stop and frisk a man?
Yes.
Okay, well, I didn't know that.
Well, when people try to tell people what's going on, nobody wants to hear it.
So you don't think we need a gun task force?
For what?
Go to the barbershop. I tell you what, Dr. Ken, let's me and you just
Why
get together
don't you
and walk down the street.
explain yourself instead of going into all these examples? For what?
To crack down on guns that are being held and handled by the wrong source. And a lot of them are under 21 years old. You're not even old enough to have a gun.
But we already know that. Let people get arrested. We won't do that. We complain, we cry, we upset, we say it's police brutality, it's racism. We blame everything and lean on the criminal, but ain't nobody fighting. If the police shot and killed somebody and they heard that they might not have had a gun, there'd be protests downtown in front of every law enforcement agency around. But a 4-year-old got shot and killed, allegedly by his father, and his mother was negligent. Nothing.
I agree with you. I agree.
So until you fix that, you don't need a gun task force. All you need to do is follow the law. All you got to do.
So we're just going to continue to.
Let me answer your question. All we need to do is follow the law and lock the people up, have a trial. If they're found guilty, send them to prison. Stop this. The prison system is against.
In the old world, that would be the ideal
thing. We're not talking about the old world. We already know that if you get people off the street will be safe. Like, that ain't rocket science.
Dr. Ken, we in too far right now.
No, we not. We ain't never in too far.
Man, we in too far, brother.
It ain't never too late. You
brother,
give up
they mailing guns. They mailing gun parks in every day. People are putting them together. These is kids under the age of 21. We got to do something. The city, the world is on fire, man, and we cannot put it out.
We cannot put this
fire out with a water pistol.
When you catch them, lock them up. It's kind of simple. The law is already there. Well, guess what? What you gonna do? What? Stand in the way? Stand in the gap? You'll die too.
Well,
then what?
I don't know. I just, hey man, look here. I'm lost for words. Besides, somebody got to crack down on. Well, then I tell you what. Let the military come on in, then, man. Let the military come on in.
If you would get rid of this idiotic Collins agreement and let the police get back to doing their job, we wouldn't have this problem in the first place. But you got black people in the city of Milwaukee that filed a lawsuit, and one of them worked in the county and sued. And now this is the nonsense that we have. So the people that you have to blame for crime in the city of Milwaukee are some of your elected officials, and the people that sued the Milwaukee Police Department, one, put them under a consent decree, and now they can't do their job, and now you're complaining about crime. Well, it's your fault.
No. You know what? And I'm glad you said that. I know that, but I'm glad you said that. But that also brings back the citizens.
I got to go.
That also brings.
Okay, he's not listening. See, I say I got to go, and he keep talking. Utter sign of disrespect. I tell you. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. When we come back, top 5 at 5, and let's talk about why crime is really here. It's called the Collins Agreement.
Tune into the award-winning 1017 The Truth's Community Spotlight this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. between The Tori Lowe Show and Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris. I will be joined by Anna Simpson, CEO of Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast, where we will discuss how Girl Scouts provides your children with an opportunity to build their confidence, learn great skills, get hands-on experiences, and make new friends. So again, tune into the Community Spotlight with Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast this Wednesday at 3:57 p.m. right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and see this wonderful smile live every day.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Metastatic breast cancer, or stage 4 breast cancer, happens when cancer spreads beyond the breast to other parts of the body. About 168,000 women are living with it today, with Black women at a higher risk due to various factors. Research has led to treatments that help manage the disease and improve quality of life. The Everyday Counts study explores how nutrition and exercise coaching can support women with metastatic breast cancer. To learn more about the Everyday Count study in Milwaukee, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu. If you or someone you know has stage 4 breast cancer, please encourage them to call and enroll in this valuable study. Again, call 414-955-8819 or email edc@mcw.edu.
Breaking news, weather, entertainment, and sports. We have it all here. This is 101.7 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. A price hike for snail mail. U.S. Postal Service postage and some mailing services are increasing starting this week. Letters, postcards, and forever stamps cost about 5 cents more. Domestic shipping service prices for Priority Mail, Ground Advantage, and Parcel Select see an increase between 6 and 8%. USPS says the changes are part of its Delivering for America plan to ensure long-term financial sustainability. A 25-year-old man is in custody after a 7-year-old boy was abducted at gunpoint in Milwaukee. Jamal White was abducted on Friday near 61st and Hustis by an armed masked man in a white Jeep Renegade. Milwaukee police say he was found safely at around 6:30 on Saturday, about 6 miles away from 39th and Lloyd. The name is unknown of the suspect, but police say charges will be referred to the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office. The Milwaukee Community Land Trust partnered with the city and 1-5 Olive to rehab 5 vacant properties. These homes are now owner-occupied and permanently affordable. Lamont Davis, executive director of MCLT, says this project hits close to home.
A lot of us, in the income that we make, we can never become homeowners. So it feels phenomenal when we're working with people and they are new homeowners, new stakeholders in the communities, and new anchors to the neighborhood. So it feels great, man.
Davis says the land trust model supports families long after they move in. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. For windows with strongest resilience, you need the Pella Experience. We saw it last Thursday. You can see it today. The Pella Experience Center lets you see, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of window and door options from 7 different Pella lines side by side. All you got to do is stop in because if you order by July 31st, you can get 0% interest for up to 5 years, period. Certain restrictions apply. Visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield. That's exactly where we broadcast from last Thursday. Or you can schedule your free in-home consultation. Just go to PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. That's for you public school kids who can't spell straight. I'm a public school kid. I'm just kidding. Hey, Bob, what's going on? Bob going once, Bob going twice. No more Bob. 833-212-1017 is the number. He may call back. But before I get to my top 5 at 5, I said I was going to talk about this Collins agreement. So I want you to read it, and then I want you to hear my rendition of what it was. So this is from Google. So I'm just reading a Google AI overview. In the Collins agreement in Milwaukee, which stemmed from the Collins versus City of Milwaukee lawsuit, the plaintiffs were 6 individuals: Charles Collins, Dallas Adams, Caleb Roberts, Stephen Jansen, Gregory Chambers, and Alicia Silvestri. This is according to the ACLU, American Civil Liberties Union. They brought lawsuit against the city of Milwaukee, challenging the Milwaukee Police Department's stop and frisk practices. Not the fact that you do it, their practices and how they did it. The ACLU of Wisconsin, along with Covington and Burling LLP law firm, represented the plaintiffs. The lawsuit filed in 2017 alleged that police department practices disproportionately targeted Black and Latino individuals and violated their constitutional rights under the 4th and 14th Amendments, according to the ACLU. The agreement reached in 2018 aimed to reform the city's stop and frisk policies and practices. So what is stop and frisk, right? New York took it to a whole new level. What stop and frisk was, basically, it's reasonable suspicion. When you see somebody, it's like a step between reasonable suspicion and probable cause to arrest somebody. I'm making it as simple as possible, because if I explain it how it's explained in the state of Wisconsin Blue Book for law enforcement officers and all that, you'll get confused. Basically, if I see you doing something and something triggers me as a law enforcement officer, Supreme Court says that law enforcement officers have the ability to use what's called intuition based on training and experience. So after 30 some odd years, sometimes I see things and it triggers me to go, what's that person doing? Their movements, their actions, their thoughts, their looks tend to be what's called furtive or suspicious. They're kind of like, what is that person doing? They've walked past here like 6 times. What's going on? Terry versus Ohio was the genesis of that, because the Supreme Court said if you see somebody and they put multiple things together, time of day, where the person is walking, what they're doing, things they do repeatedly, and they create a pattern, it's called reasonable suspicion. Because of that reasonable suspicion, I can stop you. Now, the pat-down piece means that you have to have a fear that there's a weapon and this person may be armed, right? So depending on if the person is homeless, because homeless people are known by law enforcement to carry weapons, and many of them are former military, so they actually know how to use it. Drug dealers are known to carry weapons. Gang members are known to carry weapons. Well, how do you know I'm a gang member? Well, I don't know. Y'all dressed alike. You talk alike. I see you in the same place. You're in like, all those things together create what's called reasonable suspicion. And if your actions warrant a stop, Supreme Court says I can stop you and detain you momentarily within a reasonable amount of time in order to ascertain who you are, why you're there, and whether or not you're doing anything wrong. Now, the Supreme Court also says that if you feel like you didn't do anything wrong and you didn't say anything wrong, you could tell the police to go kick rocks. And that part the police don't like. And I've said it. When I've done stops in the past, I would always say, hey, I'm Officer Harris, Milwaukee Police, blah, 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 blah. You don't have to talk to me if you want to, but the reason why I'm stopping you is because I am blah, 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 blah. I've only had one person say they didn't want to talk to me, and I said, okay. He took 3 steps away, turned around and said, you really going to let me walk away? I said, sir, you're right. He said, what you looking for? I said, I'm asking you whether or not you've seen somebody who looks like this and this. They committed this crime and they're a suspect. Dude said, thank you. My point is, when used properly, that's true. Now, what may have happened is they went back and looked at all the reports that the police department generated, right? And we have some knucklehead supervisors who use this idiotic word called quality field interview. Well, I know in certain districts, quality meant Black people and Hispanic people. So that part of the argument, I agree with 100%. The issue is the training is everybody gets information filled out on them, whether they were part of it or not, witness or not, everybody. And that's not what they did. And I remember being at the police academy telling a lieutenant when I was a police officer, if y'all don't stop that, and if you don't make officers fill out the information that they're supposed to, they're going to bite themselves in the behind. This department is going to be liable. And that lieutenant, I'll tell him about that. He never did. And then the department gets jammed up. They get sued. Collins agreement happens, and now they get egg on their face. The flip side to that is, the other side, I guess it's a three-sided coin. The other side to that is that now officers are so afraid to do their jobs because they're getting sued, they're getting fired, they're getting jammed up for writing reports the wrong way, putting in a word or using the word black or all kind of generic nonsense that the American Civil Liberties Union has them doing now because of this idiotic Collins agreement. And so now officers are not proactive. When they see something that might look suspicious, they don't act. They only act after the fact. Guess what? I would too. If you're going to jam me up, get me fired, lose my pension, lose my family, lose my house, lose my car, lose my job, everything because of what you feel might not be right when, in fact, under the law, under rules and procedures is correct. Collins agreement came in and killed all that. Basically, it destroyed the department. And now nobody in their right mind would do something proactively because everybody wants to sue. And Respondent Superior says that if you work for an organization and that organization has rules and procedures and guidelines in place and you follow them, that organization is now responsible for any liability, which is what the city was. Juries have decided, we're going to skip that. We're just going to go after the cop and take whatever they got because they don't like the police or for whatever reason they do it. I don't know. And now we have a society where people are actually taking advantage of it. We saw it during COVID when the governor said you didn't have to register your car. You could do your license by mail. All those things churned through the community. And now I remember getting hollered at by people about COVID. You're going to kill people. You're going to, and all the dire things actually didn't happen. And so now we're sitting here, and as a byproduct, people could, for 5 years, could now do whatever the heck they wanted to do. And so that's the society we have. So you can't complain about it. You can't get mad about it. It is what it is. You allowed the city of Milwaukee to lose the lawsuit. And now you have this agreement in place that has tied the hands of law enforcement and they can't do their job. And the governor will never send in the National Guard to help them. And so every citizen in the city of Milwaukee could be in danger. And if they defend themselves, the DA's office is going to lock them up and prosecute them. What's the alternative? You let people run roughshod over your city. And Milwaukee's going to go the way of formerly Detroit, now New York, Newark, New Jersey, Los Angeles, California, San Francisco. It'll turn into a trash heap. Why? Because the citizens of the city didn't stand up and tell their leadership, stop this. And tell the ACLU to go kick rocks. And this is what we're doing. And we're going to give you, the police department, an impossible task that no one could ever fulfill so we can keep them under our thumb. And so now that the agreement has run out, but yet they're still under it because they can't fulfill all of the things that they need to fulfill, they're still under the thumb of this idiotic, numbskullish, ridiculous agreement. And you have them to thank for the crime. You have them to thank for a lack of law enforcement, of people wanting to become law enforcement officers. You have them to thank for the shootings of police officers. You have them to thank. I'm talking about the agreement itself, not the people, the agreement. You have that to thank. So stop complaining. When it stepped up, you stood up on the side of the ACLU and jammed up the police. Well, now you got to pay for it. As a citizen of the city of Milwaukee, you are now culpable in causing crime if you did not speak up and make sure your city was safe. You were so busy trying to stop the police, you forgot about the criminals that they stopped. And so now you get it. You literally, you ready? You literally threw the baby out with the bathwater. And now you're trying to wash up. I need a bath. It's kind of, you might ask me, but it's kind of too late.
Number 5.
From CBS 58. Hey, Kyle, I got a question. I got a sports question. You ready? You ready? What y'all put in the Milwaukee Brewers breakfast?
Winning sauce.
Man, I like what? Like I'm like, well, 6-0. I guess I guess they had to lose one. After 6 games. I'm literally sitting there watching the TV. 9th inning, pow, home run. I'm like, what? Wait, what? Wow. Amazing baseball. Unfortunately, they're still behind the Chicago Cubs by 1 game, so we'll see how that goes. That was a phenomenal. Durbin hit a walk-off single, and the Brewers won 6-5 over the Nationals. Absolutely. So if you don't go to Brewers games, I think you should start. I think you should sign up. I really do. They have been doing an absolutely phenomenal job. It's been great. It has.
Number 4.
Milwaukee police have arrested 3 men at homes tied to the abduction of 7-year-old Jamal White, who was taken at gunpoint last Friday by a masked man. Police arrest logs showed on yesterday. Jamal was found safe Saturday evening, and a 25-year-old was arrested at the home where Jamal was discovered, while police also made arrests of 2 people at the home from which White was abducted. The persons arrested where White was found in the 2000 block of North 39th was arrested on the 12th at 5:45 and is in custody for a probation violation. One of the 2 people arrested at the home from which White was taken was being held on tentative charges of resisting and obstructing, and the other was being held on a tentative charge of second-degree recklessly endangering safety. Both are 27 years of age. It's unclear yesterday if the charges, this is from JS Online, it's unclear yesterday if the charges were related to the abduction. Police have not released any details since Jamal was found. If you remember, White was abducted outside his home July 11th in the 6200 block of West Eustis Street on the northwest side and put into a white Jeep Renegade by an unknown man in a black face mask. He was found close to 24 hours later after about 6.5 miles away from his home near 39th and Lloyd. So Nikki Harrington, one of White's cousins, told the Journal Sentinel she was excited and relieved when she found out White was alive. So there has to be something additional to this story. I explained how the Amber Alert works at the beginning. I explained the investigation that had to take place. That there's no rock that's not overturned, and they found him. Now later I'm going to be talking about some of those things that go like, something's fishy here. Something's strange here. Something's weird here. And we'll include this one when I talk about that one.
Number 3.
Well, David Remaker, the newly elected chair of the Democratic Party of Wisconsin, says he absolutely wants Governor Tony Evers to seek a 3rd term. He told WISN's up front, this is from WISN.com, I pray that he decides to seek re-election, but either way, I know the Democratic Party will be in a great position to ensure he's either re-elected or elected Democrat in 2026. Interesting. He says Governor Evers has been a fantastic partner to the Democratic Party of Wisconsin. He's even put on pause his own election efforts to help fundraise for some of our state's legislative work on cycles when he hasn't been on the ballot. He's a tremendous fundraiser. And I think that when you look at what happens in this scenario where he doesn't run for re-election, there's certainly going to be plenty of other folks out there trying to raise money. Like who? Like who else could run for governor? Who black could run for governor? You know, the Democrats ain't going to let a black man be governor in the state of Wisconsin. You would probably have a better chance as a Republican being black than you would being black and a Democrat. Have we ever had a black person run for governor? I mean, legitimately get backed by the Democratic Party, get the nomination at the party, right? At the state convention, and run. I'm just wondering. You get the same. Well, you know, you're not ready yet. You know, I don't know. It's kind of, you know, you gotta work harder. You gotta raise money. Yeah. Unfortunately, the same thing with Democrats always continues. You're never ready, but they can come out the blue and take advantage of your misgivings and take your job. I think that's how we lost the city attorney. Yeah. That same person always steps up into a position when another black person is struggling and takes their job. Because we already know, you know, it's the great white hope. You know, if a black person does wrong, we'll just replace them with a white person. We know it'll be better. Yeah. Okay. And then there's this.
Number 2.
From CBS 58, 2 people are dead and 3 others were sent to the hospital with injuries after a shooting outside a downtown nightclub in the early hours of Saturday, July 12th. Milwaukee police said today they had arrested a 24-year-old man in connection to the quadruple shooting, which happened near the entrance of Element Lounge, located near the intersection of Water and Michigan. Friends and family identified 52-year-old Antoine Tweezy Hogan's, a Milwaukee rapper, promoter, and business owner, as one of the men killed in the shooting, which happened shortly after midnight. A 30-year-old, a 32-year-old, a 34-year-old, and a 39-year-old were also shot. The 39-year-old died from their injuries as well, police confirmed today. Outside Hogan's Hookah store on the city's northwest side, there was a collection of photos, balloons, and poster boards containing messages from those who knew the promoter, who originally known as Young Twan and more recently as OG Tweezy. This afternoon, 2 of Hogan's 3 children stopped by the memorial. Sasha Hogan, 16, said he was always there for me every time I needed him. Every time I called, he was on the way. He's always there for me my whole life. That was my father, my protector, my everything. Juan Hogan's 20 said he noticed at a young age how people constantly came to his dad whenever they were out of the city. He added his father always had high expectations for him. Juan added, his dream was for me to be more than what he was. It was a lot of pressure because he was real big in the city. I got no choice but to do it. Just a legacy to live on, go on, and make it happen. Juan and Sasha's mother, Candace Hogan, said she and Antoine divorced in 2020. However, she said they remained in touch and always felt like he was putting their children first. So we want to say condolences to the Hogan's family. I know a few of the relatives of the Hogan's family, so I want to say condolences to them and the family.
Number 1.
We already talked about it. 35-year-old man accused of fatally shooting his 4-year-old son and the child's 33-year-old mother is facing criminal charges in connection. So we heard about the 4-year-old that was shot in the face, 75th and Northridge Lakes Boulevard on the night of July 10th near the Glenbrook apartment homes. According to the criminal complaint, Ralph Taylor, who has a long history of domestic violence against Cassandra Taylor, mother of the 4-year-old victim. The victim's 9-year-old sibling told investigators per the complaint, when Ralph drinks alcohol, he becomes physically and verbally abusive. He allegedly took the child upstairs, and the child subsequently was shot in the mouth. Cassandra allegedly took the gun, put it in a purse, and gave it to a neighbor to hide it. And so they were both arrested. He was charged with first-degree intentional homicide, use of a dangerous weapon, and possession of a firearm by a felon. And Cassandra has been charged with neglecting a child. Consequences is death and the straw purchase of a firearm. They went to court today. So it's once again, crickets. Nobody's fighting. Nobody's screaming. Nobody's hollering. We get the normal, it's terrible. It's a shame it's happening. And that's it. And so we go on. We move on. And it's really unfortunate. All this death in the city and no answer. Task force isn't going to do it. Individuals are going to have to be responsible or be held responsible. Hey, when we come back, I'll see you on the chat. 833-212-1017. What you got to say, along with the YouTube chat lines and the talking text line. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hello, my name is Cindy, and I'm a rising sophomore and a proud Tiger at Riverside University High School. What I love about Riverside is the coursework that really helps her get ready for college. At Riverside, students can take advanced placement and dual enrollment classes and earn college credits while they are still in high school. I love that Riverside has so many clubs like forensics, student council, robotics, and the chess club. With so many options, there is something for everyone. On Saturday, August 23rd from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., please join us at Riverside for the Truth Family Fest. We will have entertainment, food trucks, and vendors.
Are you or anyone you know looking for a new job opportunity? Attend the City of Milwaukee Job Fair on Thursday, July 24th from noon to 3 p.m. at 2 locations. Visit us at Sherman Park in the Mary Ryan Boys and Girls Club Baseball Diamond, located at 3000 North Sherman Boulevard, and at the Washington Park Band Shell, located at 4599 West Lloyd Street. Vendors from multiple employment sectors will be present to meet with you and share opportunities for hiring, training, upskilling, and more. We will also feature a live DJ, food and refreshments while supplies last, and the chance to make your next career move. Your success matters, and we are here for it. Brought to you by council members DeAndre Jackson and Russell Stamper II. Sponsored by City of Milwaukee, Milwaukee Common Council, City of Milwaukee Department of Administration, Office of Community Wellness and Safety, Northcott Neighborhood House, Fathers Making Progress, Northwest Side Community Development Corporation, State of Wisconsin DWD, Ross Innovative Employment Solutions, Goodwill Industries of Southeast Wisconsin, UMOS, DCMKE, 30th Street Corridor, Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Milwaukee, Milwaukee County Parks, Greater Milwaukee Urban League, Maximus, and Amplifier.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. American Family Insurance can help protect your dream home for whatever comes next. You can live in your own oasis or your own clubhouse. Whatever you choose, get the right coverage. Save up to 23% by bundling home and auto. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey everybody, it's Sherwin Hughes, and I got to tell you about one of my absolute favorite places in the city, Mr. B's Privileged Lounge, located on the northwest side of Milwaukee at 8617 West Brown Deer Road. Mr. B's is your go-to destination for comfort food, an incredible drink menu, and live music that keeps the vibes going all night long. So whether you're winding down or if you want to turn up, Mr. B's has the flavor, the energy, and the atmosphere you've been looking for. Mr. B's Privileged Lounge. Privileged to serve.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, hey, teach me how to thug it, hey. Baby like smooth, what? Can you teach me how to thug it? You know why?
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I've been playing the music all today. It was short because I did it. I was late. Cruising in, drinking my water, hanging out, trying to teach Glenn how to Dougie. Can you Dougie?
Of course. This is a staple in my childhood.
All right, 833-212-1017 is the number. I said I was going to check the talk. Let me check the talk and text line. All right, what y'all talking about? YouTube chat says, Dr. Ken, I watched a documentary on stop and frisk issue in New York, and it was not properly conducted to the point where a lot of the victims ended up in Rikers Island. Correct. Abstract Noir said, that sounds like an excuse. What sounds like an excuse? How's that different from New York stop and frisk, if you do not mind me asking? Well, to generate reasonable suspicion, someone has to look like they're doing something wrong. And you have to be able to articulate that they're doing something wrong. I saw the person walk past the person, glance at the purse 5 times, put stuff in their purse when they were in the retail, trying to do a retail theft, all that. And then when they walked through, they weren't going to pay for it. Now, the law used to be you had to walk past the last place of purchase in order to be charged with retail theft. Now, if you conceal it in the store, that's considered retail theft. Right? But what about if you're homeless, you don't have any money, you've been begging outside the door, and then you walk in and no one has given you money, they got you on video, and now you start walking around and walking around and walking around, gathering up all this stuff, and then start running. Like, do we stop you then? Like, where is it? Do the police finally say, sir, can I help you? Because we know that you haven't had any money any other time, blah, blah, blah. Well, now you can't do any of that. You can't do any of that. So when your mother, father, sister, brother gets robbed or gets knocked down and their purse stolen, and the person said this person has been walking around looking suspicious, walking around, mean mugging everybody, and nobody did anything, guess what? You can't. Because the ACLU changed the rules. Of all the cops that did it right, we only went after the ones that did it wrong and said they represent everybody else. So now you got what you got. And the cops are held to doing bad things. Like where is it? Like, how many cops need to be locked up and go to jail? Where is it that they need to lose their jobs for making mistakes? Because there's a difference in a mistake and there's a difference in actually doing something intentionally. And believe me, I don't know about other places, but Milwaukee had some bad cops, and I worked with some of them. But the majority of them would turn in another cop if they committed a crime. I'm just saying, because I've seen it happen, and I've done it. So the police are held accountable every day. And sometimes we lose our lives for people we don't even know who actually hate us and bash us and complain. And then the first thing out of a person's mouth is what? You're not the police anymore. You retired. Because they are so negative that they'll say anything that bashes the police. And I say, fine, take 911 off your phone and don't ever call for police. Tell your family don't call either. And if they're victims of a crime, tell them just suck it up and be tough. Because you cannot have it both ways. If we're going to be held accountable, if they're going to be held accountable, then you need to be held accountable. And that means jail and prison. Stop complaining when people commit crimes that they shouldn't be arrested and go to jail. Stop crying this idiocy of, you're only arresting them because they're black. When you work in a district, that's predominantly black. This is dumb. I have people telling me, you pulled me over because I'm black. No, I pulled you over because you crashed your car. And you hit somebody and tried to drive away. Like, are we kidding? So Now, the flip side is white people think whenever a black person commits a crime, they're wrong. And they always want to convict a black person on a technicality, but they always seem to want to get a white person off on a technicality. It's okay for the white person to get off on a technicality, but it's not okay for the black person to get off on a technicality. They need to go to jail. They need to be held responsible. I say hold everybody responsible. But that starts with you. If you're going to hold the cops responsible, you got to hold you responsible as well. Because the bottom line is if you held yourself responsible and were accountable, we wouldn't need the police. But anyway, you're sitting here telling me cops can't do their job the correct way without hurting others all the time? Okay, abstract noir, that sounds dumb. What are you even talking about? Everybody's human. Everybody is human, and everybody makes mistakes, and everybody does things intentionally. That's why criminals intentionally hurt people and commit crimes. Do you complain about them? Are you sitting here telling me that criminals get to do their jobs and hurt people? Because the cops that hurt people, how many people got hurt last week, last month, last year by the police? How many? You have no idea. We just make stuff up without looking at the data to find out exactly what it is. Look at the number of people that were arrested, tried, and convicted, and then look at the number of bad cops that got convicted. And that number is significantly different. Anyway, Curly Q said we need a Brewers outing. Yeah, we do. That one guy was going on Truth Charter Fishing. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Felix C. II said, what if a person goes into a bank with a mask on? Should you still ask him, may I help you, or trip the silent alarm? I say trip the silent alarm. You know, a bank is one of those places where you can't wear a mask unless certain things are in place that it violates your right. Anyway. Okay, y'all tripping. Let me let me look at the talking text line, because y'all be on something. Seriously, y'all be on something. I don't know. Sandra said, wanted to tell you Winky Blue. Yeah, I know. I saw that. Let me go through these. Tell her. Huh? Hey, D'Angel. It's not secret anymore if somebody wrote but I'm going to have to look that up. The rest of the show, play positive rap we grew up on, Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teachers, Kid and Play. Okay, I'm never playing Kid and Play on my show. Like, what is wrong with Kid and Play? Okay, I'm done. Okay, I got to stop reading the talking text line because somebody said play Kid and Play. That is bubblegum music. And now with 101.7, The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
94 is still closed in both directions right now. Eastbound 94, you'll be diverted off at Highway 83. Westbound, you'll be diverted off at Highway SS. If you head to the southern frontage road, which is, I believe, Hillside Drive, you should be able to get past this. But unfortunately, it's really backed up in both directions through that area. A little closer into the Marquette, though, we're seeing some delays. Eastbound 94 from about 76th Street through the stadium. Westbound's backing up from 16th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Southbound 41, kind of a hefty ride there from Appleton Avenue all the way down to about Capitol Drive. And we've also got the northbound side backing up from Mayfair Road all the way up to Hampton. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight mainly clear, a low of 68. Tomorrow mostly sunny, a high of 87. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This July 23rd, 3rd Street Market Hall will host a fundraiser benefiting the Milwaukee Police Department's Fallen Heroes Fund. Show your support and make a big impact on July 23rd at 4 p.m. at Venue 3 inside 3rd Street Market Hall. Honoring the life of Officer Kendall Corder, we invite you to join us and raise funds for all Milwaukee families affected. 100% of the proceeds will support the fund. Show your support and make a big impact on July 23rd at 4 p.m. at Venue 3 inside 3rd Street Market Hall. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for event information.
Escape to paradise this summer at Chula Vista Resort in Wisconsin Dells. Spacious accommodations, perfect for families or romantic getaways. Voted top 10 best water parks in the U.S., championship golf, the longest zip line in the area, and the #1 steakhouse in Wisconsin. Book a Chula Vista Resort all-inclusive package now at 1-800-388-4782 or visit chulavistaresort.com. Your summer paradise awaits.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Here is Kyle Wallace with his truth.
Truth Nation, I guess I've officially graduated from big bro to unk status, at least according to my little cousin. That's what he said. Now, at first I pushed back a little bit, and I was offended by the assertion that I was old enough to be unk. But after a little thought, y'all, I actually embraced the label of being unk and the responsibility which comes with being quote-unquote unk. See, as unk, I think it's my duty to look out for and support the youth and young cats coming up after me. Embrace the role as being a mentor and role model and aim to protect our kids at all costs. With the news cycle always seemingly being negative towards the youth, we need to take it back upon ourselves to change the narrative and uplift our youth. Our kids are so much more than fights, stolen cars, Kia boys, or acting a fool in public. We can't allow a small population of children to depict who our kids really are in the city of Milwaukee. You have to resist the urge to want to bash our kids and be so quick to pass judgment or disparage the youth. And we gotta stop acting as if we were not once in their shoes, making poor decisions, having regrets. I know we have all been there. Now, regardless of how funny it may sound to say YN, don't label our kids that. That is far from a term of endearment, and we have to remember you become what people call you. If someone calls you dumb over and over and over again, you may start believing that you are dumb, and you may start having self-doubt in oneself. Don't put that type of self-hating energy on our youth, Milwaukee. We need to call them YKs and YQs for young kings and young queens, even when they might frustrate you. Remember, they are still only kids. With the summer being here, there is no better time to encourage them to aspire to be great. Give them positive reinforcement. Give them positive affirmation until we get it through their minds on who they really are and what they can become. An unstoppable force of greatness.
Listen to Truth to Power with Kyle Wallace weekdays from noon to 1 p.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. For the 7th game in a row, the Milwaukee Brewers found themselves on the winning side, beating the Washington Nationals, this one by a final score of 8-1.
Line drive! Deep right center! Out of here! A 3-run blast for Jackson Chourio, number 16.
The win gives the Brewers an overall record of 56-40, setting a new franchise record for most wins prior to the All-Star break. And speaking of All-Star break, the Home Run Derby is scheduled for this evening at 7 p.m. And lastly, we'll head over to the NBA, where the Milwaukee Bucks fell in Summer League action to the L.A. Clippers, 106-91. Chris Livingston leading the Bucks in scoring with 21. With the loss, the Bucks dropped to a 1-2 overall record in Summer League action. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Now watch this. That's what I played before because I was too busy running off at the mouth and talking, and it was Glenn's fault.
Soldier Boy, tell. Hey, I got this new dance for y'all called the Soldier Boy.
Now, why would I take? Well, it was clearly my fault because I was playing it. But I got to blame Glenn because, I mean, why would I take? Why would I take? Like me? Like be accountable? Me? Really? Exactly. Be accountable. Listen, if you can't be accountable for you, your kids, then I can't. I mean, I'm just saying. Anyway, 833-212-1017 is the number for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know, for windows with the strongest resilience, you really need the Pella Experience. I got it on last Thursday. We were at the Pella Experience Center. It lets you see, feel, open, close, and compare dozens of windows and door options from 7 different Pella lines side by side. Stop by soon, because if you order by July 31st, then you get 0% interest for up to 5 years. However, certain restrictions apply. So visit the Pella Experience Center in Brookfield or schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee, it's time to turn the TV off and turn your speakers up so you can hear what the future leaders of the world have to say. Truth Nation, I'm proud to present the 8 Block, powered by City on the Hill and 1017 The Truth, hosted by me, your boy, Ben Jammin. Every other Saturday at 9 a.m., 8 Milwaukee teams will share stories and laughs that will speak truth to what matters most in their lives.
I'm here to discover different levels about myself.
I'm really here to get my name out there and have a different perspective on life.
So tap in every other Saturday at 9 a.m. Truth Nation, welcome to the 8 Block.
Why did Old National Bank decide to create this program?
You know, it was something that was near and dear to the heart of our chairman and CEO, Jim Bryant. Jim wanted us to do more in the African-American communities, more with minority-owned businesses. So he approached Roland Shelton, who was my boss in Evansville, Indiana, and said, Roland, we need to do more. We need to create a program that's going to allow individuals, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses to access capital a lot better than traditionally we've been doing. And so we created the Empowerment Loan Program 2 years ago.
And for those that are now leaning more into this conversation, what's the best way to get in contact with you as part of their interest in the Empowerment Loan Program?
I'm going to give you my cell phone number to the listeners. It's 414-687-7393. And if that doesn't work, feel free to reach me at my email, tracy.meeks@oldnational.com.
Tracy Meeks, Senior Vice President, Community Lending Market Executive from Old National Bank.
Hey everybody, it's Sherwin Hughes, and I got to tell you about one of my absolute favorite places in the city, Mr. B's Privileged Lounge, located on the northwest side of Milwaukee at 8617 West Brown Deer Road. Mr. B's is your go-to destination for comfort food, an incredible drink menu, and live music that keeps the vibes going all night long. So whether you're winding down or if you want to turn up, Mr. B's has the flavor, the energy, and the atmosphere you've been looking for. Mr. B's Privileged Lounge, privileged to serve.
Want to help build a better Milwaukee? 1MKE is a nonpartisan coalition of over 100 community partners, making it easier to plug into what matters. From local services that can save you time and money, to events that build community, to voting resources to ensure your voice is heard. Whether you're new to civic engagement or ready to level up your impact, there's a place for you with 1MKE. Learn more, get involved, and take their community feedback survey at 1mke.org. We are 1MKE.
Hey, Drew and Jonathan Scott here. Build a customized renter's policy with American Family Insurance so you can protect your tandem bike on the go. Thief! Oh, he is struggling with that two-seater. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Some exclusions may apply. Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI and its operating companies. 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey, now
walk it out. You gon' rapper, now walk it out. Southern style DJs, walk it out. DJ might sound the track, walk it out. DJ on, I walk it out. We at it again, baby. Walk it out. Now here we go. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Now walk it out. Walk it out. Walk it out. Walk it out. Now walk it out. Now walk it out. West I walk it out. West I walk it out. South I walk it out. East I walk it out. North I walk it out. Now hit the dance floor. Hey, bend your back low. Do it with no hands. Stop, pop, and roll. I'm smoking bubble hole. Yeah, now you trouble.
It's called the clean version.
An undercover hole. Now everybody leaning. I make the crowd rock. Now go and walk it out. I see they on my job. She like that bubble gum.
The tame, quiet, downright lame version. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Glenn was like, what is that? Hey, I can't play the other versions because if I play the other versions, I won't have a radio show. You might not have a radio station because I'm just saying. So, you know, you got to play the clean and be nice and, you know, be humble and all that stuff because, yeah. Somebody said you can't call Kid and play bubblegum music and play candy-flavored blankety blank. That's your opinion, and I don't care what you think. Abstract noir. Like I was going to call you out. Anyway, so everything I played today was bubblegum music. Everything I played today was bubblegum. Come on now. Come on now. So every Monday, I think I'm going to get back to my Music Monday. And I'm going to just either find a genre or find a abstract noir. You crazy. Find a genre or find an artist and just play that music. Yeah. So I don't know. But yeah, everybody talking about since there's no Beyond the Mic, what we going to do? I said, well, we can hang out. No, not Popular Cuban. Everybody's into that. See, that's the problem. Everybody is, you know, they only go after the stuff that they know. But anyway, that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna work something out. We'll have a meetup somewhere. Just chill and say we're gonna be here from this time to that time and hang out. But here's the kicker. You ready? If I show up, I am not talking about radio. I'm not going to talk on the radio for 10 hours a week, think about it for 20, 30 hours a week, and then turn around and have a conversation with you about stuff I already talked about. I'm not doing that. We just going to hang. Talk about the weather, talk about the Brewers, the Bucks, the Packers, all that. Politics and all that, that's off the table. All that. We got some fun. Hang out, chill. Speaking of, today in Black History, Black Facts for July 14th. Lady Bo, you know who that is? You know who Bo Diddley is?
No, I do not.
Wow, you do not know your Black History worth squat. I am so embarrassed to be here with you, Glenn. I gotta gin it up when there's really nothing there. I just question, and the fact that you are from Harlem.
Isn't that a part of a saying like diddly squat or something?
No, Bo Diddley. He's a musician, a black. Oh, my God. I'm done. Anyway, Lady Bo was born today. She's the original girl guitar player, the first female guitarist in history to be hired by a major rock and roll musician, born as Peggy Jones in New York. In 1891, the famous inventor J. Standard was awarded a patent for making what? Refrigerators. 18 years old. In 1951, George Washington Carver National Monument was presented in Joplin, Missouri. George Washington. You know who George Washington Carver is, at least?
Yes, I do.
Okay, all right. I'm just checking. Whew. I'm just checking because, sometime. You know who Sarah Good is? She was the former 1855 owner of a furniture store in Chicago, Illinois. Her claim to fame is that she was the first black woman to receive a patent in an effort for people to maximize their limited space. She created, you ready? The folding cabinet bed. So beds that fold out of the wall, she invented that. Is that cool or what? That's what I'm talking about. And also, there's a guy that was born today, happy birthday. What's his name? No, it's not his name, but technically it is. His name was Sean Carter, and everybody calls him Jay-Z because in 2017, on this day, he decided that was his name. They used to call him Jazzy. Ugh, that's embarrassing. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Truth Unfiltered is coming up with little old me, so make sure you hang around for 2 more hours of me running off at the mouth and pontificating and doing all sorts of fun things. You can also check me out Sunday nights from 7 to 9 on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. Hey, y'all, God bless. Take care. And remember, I'm out.